Yo, 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 you've been graced by the presence of the white pharaoh, Clarky Hotep. Yo, this be it. This gonna be a review of Bob and Fran Gurman's book, 101 Ways to Be Young at Any Age, dawg. You see, I figured it's time for me to get honest with myself and realize that the deep inner being of me, it be a Hotep. That's why I made that video denouncing the Hoteps and whatnot. And yeah, that be it, yo. Just joking, of course. That's not really it. I actually just like this Ankh. I think this Ankh is amazing. And obviously I wouldn't wear this in my everyday life, but you know, it makes me want to scream out loud, Flavor Flav. Okay. So now let's do a review of the book. So, essentially, this book was written by two octogenarians, Bob and Fran Gurman. And what makes this book so interesting, is the fact that these two were old animals. What do I mean by that? This book actually demonstrates the epigenetic theory of aging. And I'm going to do a review of the epigenetic theory of aging. I haven't done it yet because there's a lot more to it than just what David Sinclair has to say. One of the gentlemen that basically was the co-founder of epigenetics was a gentleman by the name of Dr. Joel Wallach, the veterinarian that I did a review of his crossing over with John Edwards' method of diagnosis on his program, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. But I just ordered his book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It's good material. He reminds me more or less of a Dr. Atkins type character. I don't agree with everything he says, but you never do agree with everything anyone says. I do think he's very wrong on diet, but very right on supplementation. But that's for another day. That'll be taken care of on the epigenetic theory of aging. But this is essentially these two people, Fran Gurman, the female half of the couple, although with all of the trans stuff, I don't know if I can say female. Is it he-heel male, or G, or G, or Yazi? Who knows anymore? LGBT? Who knows? All sorts of crap's flying around now. We don't know, okay? But the woman, if I can say woman, the female half of the relationship, she was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis and successfully reversed it in her, I believe it was her late 50s, early 60s, by embracing a strictly vegan diet, a low-oil vegan diet, a diet void of all animal products and void of oils. Not all fats, because for breakfast, as mentioned in the book, and I'm not going to get too into it because I don't want to give away their whole book, and I would strongly encourage people to purchase their book. They actually donate 100% of the profits to help stop child or human trafficking. Now that's what activism looks like, not like what Black Lives Matter does. Just throwing that out there. They're activists. They're doing something. Not only are they bringing more people to vibrant health with their writing, but they are using the proceeds gained from that writing to help stop human trafficking. Whereas Black Lives Matter is using it just to spread hatred and buy luxury homes. But meanwhile, let's get into this table of contents here. It's not a fat-free diet because in the morning she has fruit and nuts for breakfast. But some of the things covered, I'm not going to go through all 101, obviously, because that would be freaking crazy, and it would be wrong to do so. I think I'd be giving away too much. But good times and not so good times. Morning hour of power. Now, the hour of power is an excellent idea. It's when they do their qigong or stretching or brisk walking. They recommend that you have an hour of power every morning. Expressing gratitude. That's a big one. That's a big one when it comes to even like different types of therapies and stuff like that. Expressing gratitude helps us to be more at peace with ourselves and with the universe. Never mind. Easy weekly cleanse, intentions for the day, the meaning of life, X-rated language, be your own health advocate. That's a very important one about being your own health advocate. That I experienced that personally with my tachycardia because it kept being pushed to the side as anxiety disorder or my PTSD, which I do have PTSD, but that wasn't what was causing the heart palpitations, okay? So you have to learn to be your own health advocate. Now, I didn't get into Bob Gurman. Bob Gurman had kidney cancer. And after having it cryoablated is when they freeze something off. And he was warned that it could come back, but then he switched to a plant-based lifestyle. But getting into being your own health advocate, the reason it's important to being your own health advocate, why that's so important, is because a lot of times doctors don't know everything. And a lot of times doctors have a lot of arrogance. Now, I think it's important for me to say I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health professional, yada, yada, yada. But from my own experiences, like my ex-girlfriend went to a physician's assistant that pretended to be a doctor, but she went to a doctor, a medical professional, I should say, for about 2 months or 3 months. It was a long time, coughing up blood. And she had a pulmonary embolism that went undiagnosed because he ordered the wrong kind of scan. He ordered one without contrast, so the thing didn't show up. And he said she had pneumonia and kept giving her antibiotics, and eventually she did. She dropped dead and had to be resuscitated 3 times because of a doctor not listening to her and her not being able, and she tried to advocate. She should have got a second or third opinion from a different place, though, probably. But some of the things in this book, I'm gonna skip around here. Number 18, tips for better sleep. Number 19, say yes. Number 21, live mindfully. Bob and Fran Gurman are highly influenced by Qigong and Taoism and Buddhism, it seems. Loving kindness meditation is number 26. Make every breath count. They talk about slowing your breathing. Stuff happens. Our secret weapon. Turmeric. They go over a lot of things in here. It's just 101 ways to do basically everything that gerontologists, research scientists in the aging field, like the Blue Zones people, it's basically just 101 ways to do things that are common sense that nobody ever does, and to do the things that the scientific experts and doctors and everybody that studies aging and advocates for healthy aging, it's just 101 ways to do everything you're supposed to do, including a 100% plant-based diet. So I think what is important to understand is doing what you're supposed to do can have a major impact on your health, even later in life, even when you're in your early 60s. Okay? And they're healthy, and I'm going to leave interviews to them so that you can see it. I think it's a wonderful book. I think it's wonderful that they give 100% of the profits to help stop human trafficking. And I think it's wonderful that I can call myself Clarky Hotep wearing this ankh. And that's all for this video. I just wanted to do this quick review. I strongly encourage people to buy the book. This isn't like a deep book, but what it is, it's a practical, actionable instruction manual on how to make yourself live a more healthful life and to reap the benefits of epigenetics. And that's all for this video. I will be doing a video on the epigenetic theory of aging. I already have a summary of Dr. Sinclair's book, but I also am planning on getting Dr. Wallach's book on epigenetics, and I'm going to go over that, how the interaction of environment and genes together, how it affects the aging process and the disease process and things like that. And that's all for this video. Clarky Hotep, White Pharaoh, Clarky Hotep out.